Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
The 27-yard line. That's a great call. Playmaker. Funnel will put it up. Throws over the middle. Pull. Touchdown. Quick flag.
3rd down and 5. Levis swings it to Scadaboo. Scadaboo breaks defenders. Here he goes again. Scadaboo is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure.
Bench on this team this year. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025.
Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Hurt 3 right on the money.
Takes his shot for Darby. Flag out. Doesn't matter. Touchdown.
What is up, my Pitchfork Lunch peeps? Welcome into Thirsty Thursdays edition, as you guys know, of Pitchfork Lunch. I am Michael Carrington at Diablo005_ on X, the artist formerly known as the Twitter. You know it, you love it. Check the show live out there every day, Monday through Friday from 12 to 1. Also, I don't know if I've ever told you guys this. But you can go to the wonderful world of IG and check out the show at michael.carrotsnudo.5. I know, I don't think I have ever mentioned that to you, right? But yeah, check out the show live there as well, too. Plus, last but not least, guys, go to the YouTube channel, man. Go to YouTube and watch live, but subscribe, because as you veteran pitchfork lunchers know, the newbies, forks up, glad you're here, but you have missed a plethora of phenomenal con reviews. Even though it was a little bit of shorter one yesterday. Well, one was shorter, one was longer. But Ashley Mejia jumped in, and we'll hear more from her today too as well. We're going to get right into it pretty quick, guys, because I got a lot to hear from. Got to hear from again, softball as they landed. They took off yesterday, but they are in College Station getting ready for the regional. McNeese State up tomorrow for them of 40-20. McNeese State team to this point. So yeah, and they are headed to College Station for that regional. So they're there. Wheels landed, everything good. I showed it to you yesterday. That being said, but we'll hear from Coach Bartlett. We'll hear from Yaya Acuna again. Her older sister played for the Devils, played very well for the Devils too as well, and went to a regional, stuff like that. They're in regionals last year. From Yaya Acuna, Coach Bartlett, Yaya Acuna, and Ashley Mejia. We'll also hear from Forks Up, my friends. Again, that's why you got to subscribe to YouTube. Patience Rhodes as well, finished tied for 6th. No rounds over par at Stanford for, again, the phenomenal Sun Devil player, the Big 12 player of the year, who was the highest finishing Big 12 player at the Stanford Regional. But that being said, it's not like there was all Big 12 schools. So nonetheless, anyway, they made their charge. They ended up finishing 4th as well. One more day, and I'm telling you, man, they had Oregon State. I'm telling you. They had I think they would have caught Oregon State if there was 4 rounds. But and again, not a pot shot at the Beavers. They're not that team. That's out. But I digress. Go to YouTube again, because you missed the great con review with Ashley Mejia. But go to YouTube. You guys, you know how to get there. You see my name, Michael Carrotino, but my page is at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005, at MVC005 on YouTube. And guys, subscribe again to the new subscribers. Forks Up. And like I said, to the new viewers, the vets know what I'm going to say. Forks Up. I'm glad you're here. Rock on. But shame on you. Where have you been? But hence, that's why I got you covered with the YouTube, because like I said, from coaches, players, voices, insiders, alum, analysts, alum from all different generations, it is all there. So, I won't say who. Somebody kind of may have big time me yesterday, but we got Logan Stanley on from AZ Central, so it was great talking to him. But yeah, go to YouTube, subscribe. It all works out well. But again, it's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005, at MVC005 on YouTube. And when you search it in all caps. If you do it in lowercase, it should work. But if not, again, you'll see the Pitchfork Lunch symbol, which you see up in the top corner right there. Some people said it did work. It didn't work. A lot of people were saying it didn't work with lowercase. I don't know. But nonetheless, subscribe away. All right. Like I said, we're going to get right to it. We're going to start with softball. We're going to hear from it was her birthday yesterday. We've got to talk to her. Shout out to Coach Bartlett again. Just absolutely money what Coach Bartlett has done. And again, I played the sound for you guys on Monday. Yeah. From the selection party and stuff like that. But let's hear from Coach Bartlett. Again, a lot of media there. This team, again, back-to-back years at regionals, just her 4th year. So we will, just going to jump right into it, because this team, like I said, at the A&M Regional has done a phenomenal job. Phenomenal job. Look, we know that one of the things is battling different injuries, moving around. Coach, we'll always mention the lineups, but yeah, I mean the depth, and you'll hear I asked her a different kind of, a question about depth, but um, but yes, where is okay? It would be really nice because I know I had Coach Bartlett. Here we go. So yes, here is Coach Bartlett again talking about just his team, the journey, going to play obviously at A&M, but yeah, like I said, it's great to again. Here's Coach Bartlett. Let's just get to it, right? I know Pitchfork wants to keep telling you that. Here she is.
An incredible staff. I would put my staff up against anybody in the country, and those kids are amazing. They grind and they're so committed and so bought in, and just really proud Sun Devils.
Do you feel like this team is playing its best softball right now?
I do, which is a good feeling as a coach in postseason. Yeah, all three facets of the game. I think we're doing a really nice job.
What do you feel like your team found in the Big 12 tournament to go from being swept by Texas Tech to Big 12 champs against Texas Tech?
But they put all three pieces of the game together, and with that something, injuries certainly played. When it went on, and I'm happy to report that we're finally healthy and everyone's feeling good out on the field. So we picked the ball up really well on defense. The pitchers were absolutely outstanding, and we just continued to put pressure on defense and came up with some big hits when it mattered. So for us, it was just finally putting all three facets together.
When it comes to Kenzie, where does she, stand among the ASU greats and what she's meant to this program?
She's going to go down as one of the best. I mean, you're in a conversation with Katie Burkhart and Dallas Escobedo. We're going to tip our cap because those were certainly the two incredible pitchers that came before her, and both still really connected to the program. And I know reached out to her and congratulated. And yeah, she has changed our stars, if we're being completely honest. We got her as a sophomore, polished her up. That kid has sacrificed so much to be here, truly. Yeah, we built a program around her. That's why a lot of those transfers came in last summer. They wanted to play behind her, and now it's go time.
When you think about the Big 12 tournament and her, pitching the final pitch to get the final out, how can you kind of reflect on that moment when the final ball was caught and just rushing the field?
I don't think I've ever seen Ash move so fast. She hustled in there in right field and grabbed the ball. It was just like everybody let out this really deep sigh. Tech's an incredible team, and certainly they're going to be a national championship contender. So just so proud of the girls, but it was pure elation. They had a ton of fun with the cannon, like the confetti cannon. Like that was a nice touch. I know they do that at the end of the World Series, and so now we do that in the Big 12, which is kind of fun. So it was just all good vibes at that point. But the girls were thrilled. We were thrilled for them, and just really proud to be a Sun Devil.
And you talk about, I mean, obviously being healthy now, but just how much do you feel that, I know you've mentioned it, but just like the depth has. You have to put somebody out somewhere that it's just a lot more confident for you.
Yeah, that next woman up mentality really, I think, let us find some consistency the whole year, because again, we just battled injuries for a really long time, and had we not had the depth we had on the squad, then the whole season probably looks different. I don't even know if we're in the Big 12 tournament, which is kind of crazy to say now, but certainly this group is special, man. Like, they love being Sun Devils, they love each other, they push each other. So just really, really proud, not only of the on-field play, but I think the clubhouse and the culture we've created.
3 home runs in that one inning. How do you feel like the offense has really come together as of late, and how that can kind of rally into the
Yeah. Tanya Wendell starts getting into balls. It's going to be a good day. She's truly has elite hand-eye coordination, and she's a tremendous ball-to-back kid. Doesn't hit a ton of home runs, right? So that was certainly quickly followed by the power hitters behind her. But you're pretty talented. You catch some momentum in postseason, you become pretty dangerous pretty quick. So was just proud of the girls because, right, the first one was off Nyjah, and the next 2 were off Kayla Terry, who's absolutely outstanding. I mean, that kid is as good as they come in college softball right now, too. And they just immediately flipped the game plan and knew what they were hunting and made good on it. So Coach Bloomer does a great job with that offense. I'm telling you, they don't get sped up by much. We'll continue to come up with big hits and kind of put pressure on defenses. They can hit, right? He doesn't teach swingers. He teaches hitters, and they can hit to task.
It's been a while since ASU has won a game in the tournament. Do you draw upon your previous experience in the tournament to kind of inform decision making and I guess inform the team of just what it takes to win at this stage?
Yeah, watching Mike White take us to a national championship certainly did help how we kind of synthesize information and the thought process. But yeah, certainly, I mean, that first run at Texas ended in a super, and then the second run ended in a national championship game. So yeah, we will certainly be leaning pretty heavily on those runs, and we know what we have, and we know our team pretty well, so we're going to give ourselves the best chance to succeed.
How is the
go win a
steps
regional.
how is the steps that the rest of the pitching staff behind Kenzie, how does that set you up and have this pitching
you
depth?
have to have more than one arm to win a regional, and that is going to be any regional in the country, and you're going to need multiple arms. And Mika Lupi got that beautiful win. Her and Issa kind of comboed in that Oklahoma State win, and Mika had got them one time earlier in the regular season. So Mika her ability to spin the ball under John Barkfeld has been tremendous. I mean, we got Mika she could easily huck at 70 when she was a baby freshman, sophomore, and something just kind of clicked for her this spring. She's really figured out how to spin the ball, how to move it off speed, and that was always the trick with Mika. Her velocity was excellent. She could spot it up pretty well, but now that she can keep hitters off balance, I think we've got something pretty special too. And then of course you've got Aisa Silva coming in from the left side, and that's going to be a tricky combo to for anybody to prepare for too. Isa's got a great curveball, very good changeup, very good rise ball. So she's a tough one, and she's a veteran, right? She knows how to win, and came to us from school down south. So that's a nice postseason experience for her too already.
What did you learn from last year's tournament experience as a coach? You're going to try and be better upon this year.
Yeah, we're a much different ball club than we were a year ago, certainly, and that's a very big credit to Graham Rossini and how he's resourcing the program. And certainly, there's a very high expectation here at Arizona State. Expected to step in here and compete for national championships, and the reality that was going to take time. This team just has more depth everywhere. Honestly, we've got more depth on the mound. We're more threatening at the plate. We were relying on a lot of freshmen. Of course, Ashley Mejia, Tiare Ho-Ching, to create a lot of offense, and that's not easy on an 18-year-old body. I just felt like those kids were really well prepared at the end of last year. We weren't quite as physical as we are now. We're not as old as we are now, and honestly, their bodies just kind of ran out of steam a little bit. Mackenzie was coming off injury at that point, so we were just difficult.
We were talking the other day about focus that this week. Do you see a different gear for these guys?
They need to find whatever gear they found in Oklahoma City, because if they can do that again, they can beat anybody in the country. So we just need to find a way to bottle that magic, and we'll be just fine.
And then defensively too. I mean, I know I've asked you, but like up the middle. I mean, you mentioned Tiare obviously injury when she was out, but I mean having Brooklyn and then Kaylee up the middle. How just calming is that for the rest of the defense having those three up the middle?
Yeah, I mean, Kaylee Pond is a field general. Like, there is nothing that goes on that field that she's not commanding and kind of has her hand in. And she, I think, creates this really wonderful anchor in the middle of the field, emotionally, physically. BK is she's just a positive ray of light. She's a very good communicator. And then Ade is a lockdown defender at second base. So, yeah, certainly having those three up the middle. And then Sam's one behind the dish, to our benefit.
Coach, appreciate it. Pretty incredible last week, winning the Big 12 championship and now heading back to the NCAA tournament. What are kind of the emotions for you right now?
Oh my God, I'm like still living it. I've been telling everybody it's been like a fever dream. I just experiencing the confetti, getting to hold the trophy, like it's always been a dream of mine, and especially since watching my sister play here too, and her winning the Pac-12 in like her senior year, I was like, damn, that is awesome. Like, just watching all the joy and the happiness being celebrated, I was like, I want to be able to do that. And I remember they had asked us, like, what are your goals for this season? And I was like, I want to be a champion too, regardless if it's season conference champ, tournament conference champ, and it would be great for national champs too, So, I mean, it's amazing.
When you think about the moment, rushing the field, what can you kind of remember about, just that?
I don't even know. Honestly, I think I like blacked out at one point. We were just all jumping and screaming, and like, it was just awesome. And then I just saw Tanya and like KB, and just like being with them here, like my first 3 years, it just meant so much more being able to hug them and like just feel all the emotion being surrounded by them.
What do you feel like really lit the fuse with this team in Oklahoma City? It seemed like an entirely different team.
I mean, going in there, we were like, we're playing U of A, so it's just like, I just think it set that mentality right of like, we're going in here, we're gonna get this job done, and like just keep pushing through the tournament. I mean, we weren't expected to do this, and I don't think it was on anybody's bingo card, but we just kept pushing, and like once we got U of A, we were like, guys, we're capable of winning. Like, we got this. Like, we have to just lean into each other and like trust each other. So that's what we went in with.
So from winning that, and then even like drawing off of last year's, asked Tanya about obviously last year's regional, and I mean it was tough, but the experience from regionals. What do you obviously take from the momentum of the Big 12, but just also take from last year's regionals?
I mean, last year's regional, it was the first time for me to experience, so I was just like, I was excited about the postseason gift and everything, and I was like, oh my God, this is awesome, we get this. And like being able to tell the freshmen, like, regionals is so much fun, like the momentum, the atmosphere, the crowd, all that stuff, like, and I feel like it's a complete different softball game being played. Like, once we make it to regionals, it's like everything, bang, 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 and everything. But being able to do this at Oklahoma State, I just feel like it was just so much better than playing last year's regionals, obviously, but like being able to bring the freshmen and have the younger classmen experience that at an early age, it's like really, really good for them to carry on into the future.
Have you seen the program kind of evolve in this year?
I mean, I think she has been doing such a great job. Coming from my freshman and sophomore year, it was kind of a rough patch, but I just think putting up the pieces together and getting just great people out of the portal class, but she's really big on getting people who have good hearts and good humans and like that will respect the program and do good things out on the field too. So I think she's doing a great, amazing job, and there's just more to come. So.
Any conversations with your sister leading up to the regional, just talking about what it's like to play on the stage?
Yeah, I mean, she just tells me, keep it simple. Like, I'm one not to overthink, and I think we both have our differences, but she keeps me to be a better softball player too, and just being able to look up to her and like learn from her and watch her experience all this, I just feel like if it doesn't make me as nervous as like I would get usually. So like I think having her by my side and just being able to calm me down and just bring the big situations into like little situations is great.
You were talking about the magic of a regional. Last year, what are you kind of taking from that experience to try and win and go on a farther run this time around?
I mean, from last year it was kind of rough. I mean, we went in there and I feel like a lot of us didn't know what to expect. Like the momentum was super fast, the game went by super fast, like everything was just going in a fast pace. But this year I just think we just need to take it one game at a time, and regardless of win or loss, like enjoy it, like not be so frustrated of getting the win or like not being upset about getting the loss, because I mean it's my last time here, so like I'm gonna do everything I can just to leave it out there.
How much greater is your guys' confidence now, fresh off the win over the top 5 team and Big 12 champions?
Oh, like I think it just sets us up for like better success. I mean, and just being able to take down the 1, 2, and 3 seed. I mean, it's just like it's awesome, and we're going in there knowing like we're the underdogs going into like SEC and everything, but like we know that we're capable of it, and we love competing, and we love to put on the fight. So yeah.
Speaking of competing, I mean, obviously, Coach has touched on it. You guys have dealt with a ton of injuries, but how do you just feel that the depth of this team? I mean, obviously, you've been in left field a little bit for Tanya too when she was out, but just the depth in general has grown this season. And I mean, now if somebody is going out there, it's still a strength, not really, a step down, I guess.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think this team has so much depth. Regardless of like if somebody got hurt, like we could replace somebody out there and like put them out there, and like we know they'll get the job done. And whenever there's a tight moment, and it's like there's a at bat that I had, and Bloomer was like, we need an RBI here, and I was like, yeah, like we put Ryan in because you know that she can hit the ball so hard and everything. It's like all those little pieces of like us coming together collectively as a team, I just think help us out so much in the long run too. And everybody has a part in the team, so that's great.
Time for one more with Yaya.
Perfect.
Been here before, so I have experience. I feel like last year I tend to make it bigger than what it is, being a freshman, the first time being in postseason, but now kind of having that experience and the outcome that we had last year, just going into the mindset of not changing anything. We've been winning and everything that we've been doing has been working for us. So just not making it bigger than what it is. It's softball, and we're just as good as every other team that's at that regional at Texas A&M, so we're ready.
And taking in those experiences from last year, how much greater of confidence do you guys have now coming fresh off a win over Texas Tech and the win streak you guys have?
Yeah, I think we have a lot of confidence. Like, we're also a very humble team, but like we know that we're just as good. We had a conversation earlier today when we were hitting about the first opponent that we're going to face, and we're like, they're going to be pitching us the same as these other SEC teams and other Power 4, Power 5 schools because we're just as good, and just knowing the talent that we had this year and the experience that we had this year, I think has really helped us and prepared us.
What was that highlight? The final out and Marcin Field getting the trophy of the kitchen?
Yeah, I think it was really funny that I had another final out because I'm always anticipating in the outfield, like, oh, it's going to come to me, the ball's going to find me, So I think I was really grateful to, be able to catch the last out and, be in the outfield supporting my team. It was awesome, probably the best experience that I've had so far playing college softball.
To piggyback off that, I mean, just defensively, I know obviously barring injuries this year and players moving around, but with the depth, how do you feel just defensively that you guys have grown? And I mean, how more comfortable do you feel going into this year's regional than maybe last year's?
Yeah, just knowing that, just trusting each other. Like, if you guys saw that video or that last out, Katie was already celebrating before I even caught the ball. So I feel like the biggest thing that we have right now with the depth and everything is just trusting that we see how much work we put in during defense. We see what each other can do, and we know what everybody can do. So just having that trust in one another, I feel like has helped us. And, yeah, we do have depth. Everybody can play everywhere, so.
Do you believe that momentum can carry over from one tournament to another?
Yeah, I definitely do, because beating Texas Tech was obviously a very big accomplishment for us, getting swept and then not letting that affect us, and then coming out and sweeping the weekend and ending up Big 12 champs is really big. And like also, I think we're very humble, but at the same time, we're winners. We know we're winners, and we love a good underdog story. So,
what do you think changed for you guys between getting swept by Texas Tech and then beating them for the conference title?
Just kind of, like I said, not making it bigger than what it is, like we have nothing to lose. Like everybody's betting on Texas Tech. Why not bet on us, So I think that as a little bit of a motivator, people not thinking we can win and then us coming up with the win.
What's the personality of this team?
I feel like the personality is very big. I think everybody has very big personalities, which is something that I feel like last year was kind of foreign to us. So that's something I really appreciate because I like playing with big energy. I like playing with people in my ear telling me, let's go. So I feel like we all have our own personalities, but as one, I feel like we're a very energized vibe team.
How would you describe that vibe?
Let's go. That's all we're doing in each other's faces, which is, again, I think it's a very positive thing to have, and it just gets us ready for the games.
Are you more comfortable being yourself and being in that environment this time of year than you were at this point last year?
100%, because people would be like, why is this girl yelling? Why is this girl cheering like this? Because it's fun. It's a game, I've spent so many hours at this field. Why not make it fun? We're here. Why not make it fun? I like to sing. I like to yell. I like to dance. And I feel like it's a very judgment-free zone, and we know that's how we function. So it's just all right, Ashley's yelling again. It's another day, so.
Yeah. One last one for Ash. Appreciate it, Ash.
Hey, there you guys are. So yeah, Coach Bartlett, Ashley Mejia. Sorry. Oh no, got to go that way. Coach Bartlett, Ashley Mejia, and Yaya Acuna, then Ashley Mejia. But you heard it there. I mean, look, the depth, having the confidence, and yes, when you have a pitcher like Kenzie Brown, who was first team all region, forks up, props to Sun Devil softball because Kenzie Brown was first team, and then I want to say Sam Swan was third team. We got to go. Well, it's not whatever. It's phenomenal. It's forks up. I'm just saying the awards are there, and Kenzie Brown. I mean, it is obviously well deserved. So, but you hear Ashley, you hear Coach talking about the depth, and you hear Yaya, we have the confidence. You go in there and you shut out Texas Tech. All of a sudden, like Coach Bartlett said, and we hear it all the time. Like Coach Bartlett said, if you're you have confidence, and the way they play, they can do it. It's not out of the realm of possibility, my friends. So yes, that is that too. But we're gonna take a quick break. When we get back, we're gonna go right into it. Catch up with Patience Rhodes, 6 under yesterday, she finished at 6 under for the tournament, and absolutely phenomenal. Had the only eagle of the top teams. But anyway, we'll take a quick break. When we get back, right into Sun Devil junior golfer Patience Rhodes, because again, she finished out, and of course the women qualified. They're in. I said it off top of the show. Forks up to Coach Missy Farkay, an alum. Absolutely phenomenal what she's done. But we'll hear from Patience Rhodes right after this. Yeah, it is. Oh, it is.
just feed.
Congratulations again on a few drivers away.
Like we like.
All right, guys, we are back here at Papago Pitchfork Lunch with, well, I have to introduce you the right way. Big 12 Player of the Year, Patience Rhodes. I know there's more to do, and I'm not going to ask you to reflect because, again, Cronkite alum grad, I'm not going to buy it, but congratulations. I mean, that's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah.
Just see coming back because Beth and I are kind of talking about obviously coming back, from injury in the way like you did, but man, just to crush it like through Big 12 play. So, okay, I will say this: how does it feel?
I mean, it's pretty
being
cool.
recognized like
that. No, it's really, really cool. I think there's a lot of really good players that have etched their name into that. So I think it's really cool to be part of that.
Yeah, I mean, and when obviously Connor sent out the release, and I'm like, oh yeah, because I was talking on the show before they came out. I was like, oh, this came out for golf. I go, well, and everybody knows on Pitchfork Lunch from home. Like, well, they're all first team Big 12s, but there are some other very talented players in the Big 12. I said, but I'm just saying you could go with the whole ASU roster and then everybody else. But when Connor sent all that out and the double with freshmen and player of the year in 05 and 07 with Louise and Norfolk, I was like, and then obviously Fi comes over, she's
so
like,
yeah.
and she's like, I have to work on my English, but she was absolutely
she's
great.
Amazing.
She was absolutely great.
She's been a great addition.
Okay, so we'll start there because I started pretty much here with the other girls. I know we talked about it last year. Like you come over, I mean, obviously all international team, which is awesome. But I mean, 2 players from England, 2 players from Ireland, Germany, Denmark, and Croatia. Or no, Thailand.
Thailand, yes.
Yeah. So, but when you're, because I asked Beth this too. So when you're over there playing, and there was, and you knew you're going to be teammates here, was there a teeny bit of little trash talk? She smiled and said, not really, but I think maybe, if you saw him at a hole, you're like, oh, that's the shot you hit, or just something funny, something light. Was there ever any of that?
Honestly, no.
Okay,
I think that's more of a boy thing. Girls are really nice to each other.
Kill them with kindness. So if you're really nice and they hit a bad shot, you're like, you're okay.
Yeah, we're just supportive.
Absolutely awesome. But I mean, okay, so when you, and I asked him this too, because I know we kind of talked about it last year after the Ping ASU when you guys crushed that. This year, I mean, you charged up and finished second. But last year and even this year when you played through the fall, and I didn't even realize it then, but and I realized it, but I didn't ask you yet. What is it about the last rounds? Because there are times you guys are for you, dare I say 8th or 9th, and I'm like, or 12th, and you charge up 8, 9 spots in the last round. It's yes, everybody has to play well, but and like I said to your teammates, yeah, of course everybody wants to have their, peak and have their best round in the final round, but what is in the water? Because you guys have done that a ton.
Yeah.
The last 2 seasons.
I think we're just a team that likes the chase. We like when there's bait out, we just want to go play amazing on the last round. So yeah, we really do charge up the last round and we really like it.
Yeah, I mean, well, and sometimes, and I've said this too, you've been in second or first and you take off and everybody else's necks are really sore because you're going, I
think once we're making birdies, everyone just kind of connects out there and then everyone knows we're doing well. So we just feed off each other.
And then for you, I mean, obviously mean that, but when you see these, these freshmen come in and, Isla was all happy that she's not the youngest anymore. I'm like, oh, no carrying bags for you. That's awesome. No, but I mean, you come in and obviously, they're talented. For you, obviously having the experience, well, what's that kind of making sure that they don't, maybe, keep the deer in headlights? Again, not that they're not talented, they're playing bad, but just kind of bringing them back down because obviously they're here for a reason, play golf.
Yeah.
But for you as an upperclassman, what's that just kind of seeing the freshmen first get here and then blossom into what they're doing?
I think it's amazing. I think freshman year is always a bit nerve-wracking. Obviously, it's a whole new environment. It's a whole new culture, a whole new team. You're getting to know other people. it's a bit stressful, honestly. But once you get comfortable, a couple rounds, a couple tournaments in, the freshmen have done amazing, and they just carry on doing amazing. Yeah.
Now I got to ask you this too, because obviously going to Stanford for the regional, which I was definitely teasing. I was teasing Beth and Paula, like, oh, I wish it was here because, I know how you guys like, the heat. Like, yeah, let them play in the heat. But no, I mean, going to Stanford, but I mean, now being in the Big 12, but when you got here, obviously playing there, kind of, again, a little different, but knowing that course, like, how big is that for you as a, overall team, especially, the upperclassmen that have played there, like going there for regionals?
It's a great draw. It's a great draw that we got picked there. We played great at that course. We really like it. And I think it's 5 out of 6 of us has played it, except for 5. It's the only one that hasn't played it.
Nice.
So I think it'd be good for her to play with us and kind of get those tips and tricks to where to hit it, where to be in position for the next shot. So, no, I think we're in a great position.
And I was asking them because I know, obviously, Pauline from soccer has been out here, and she's living with her and Paul have been roommates. Mm-hmm. And I said, I know you guys, when I saw you guys out at the soccer game earlier in the year, when she got introduced, she did the golf swing.
Yeah.
What do you rate her golf swing?
It's 10 out of 10. Has to be.
Look at that, man. See, that's a team right there. Well, I mean, Paul, in all fairness, would say, she's like, wow, she has gotten a lot. She's been practicing. I said, hey, don't take her away from.
She's really good.
But I was like, hey, don't take her away from the goalie. I'm like, come on. No, but that's.
No, she's great. She's so sporty.
And I asked him too, because I know we kind of started talking about when I asked you guys after ping, there was a lot of people here, but and just the electricity, athletic wise, on the campus last few years. I was saying to them, obviously, volleyball. We've seen what JJ gets here, and amazing, last year in the Pac-12 and the first 2 years in the Big 12 champs. Mm-hmm. I mean, football, women's hoops, what Coach Miller did this year, even amazing, like I said, soccer, like. And I know, like we kind of talk about, when there's that much electricity, like around, and I know you're over here, a few drivers away from campus for, probably be about a 10-mile. It'd take me forever to get there, but you guys are a few drivers away to the other the athletic facilities. But like when that winning's going on, and it's truly like not just the coaches. I mean, the coaches always talk about being in that group text, but seeing the fellow athletes, like all the other girls saying, like coming out here for the Ping ASU and holding up, faces of the seniors and stuff like that. But how much more fun is it for you to be here and play when it is that it becomes that community, and it's just again, electricity. I know you're not on campus a ton, but it's still the electricity around the athletic department.
I think it's amazing seeing other athletes, other teams do well. I think it just inspires other teams to want to do the exact same thing. Like when volleyball won the conference championship, we were kind of just wanting to go out there and do the exact same thing. So I think it's always really inspiring. And it's such a nice, tight-knit community. Like having, I think it was the basketball, volleyball girls coming out to watch us tee off. I think that's just amazing, especially because golf is just quite far out.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's really cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, Coach was gracious enough to let me come out here and talk to you guys because, like I said, we're not going to reflect on this. No, because I'm not that dumb to ask those questions because you have to go to Stanford and slay them. So slay that regional. But I ran into her at tennis with Coach Jackson takes over, and usually you don't want to be the coach after the coach. I mean, Coach McInerney, 40 years here, what she built, and Coach Jackson had a very solid resume. Comes over and takes that tradition, but kind of makes it their own. And second season in, they're hosting regionals. So I ran into Coach Aaron. I was like, "Hey, can I come out? I know they have finals, but can I come out?" I'm like, I talk about you guys all the time. Coach. She was fair with it, but say tongue in cheek, they're actually the coaches, like you said, are. To them because that's the same a lot different sports, like obviously baseball and hockey, whatever. They'll all come over and they want to play golf, and I'm like, so I go, I'm sure they ask you for tips, but if they're kind of feeling themselves too much or maybe get a little lippy, do you guys just go on a 3-hole run and say, okay, you guys are done?
Yeah, I think I don't know if JoJo spoke about it, but she plays with some of the baseball guys.
Yeah,
and they do get very chirpy and it does get a bit heated, I think. And I think that's great to have other teams wanting to come play against us and just put them in their place.
See, I like that. That is a mic drop from her right there. I mean, the Big 12 put them in their place. Because, again, not that they can't play good, but, come on. They're not, and, again, if they play too good, Coach Bloomquist will probably come over here and say, please stop letting them play because you're ruining their swings.
But
talking to that, and again, I'm not saying reflect, but like your time here, and I mean, you've seen, working with Coach K, and I think I asked Isla this right now, like, because I didn't ask you guys last year, but her like being an alum and like being like obviously through the program. Not that the other coaches that aren't alum, there are quite a few, don't want to win, but it just like means more. Like when you're like around her, and even like when she's like recruiting, do you feel that from her? Like it's just like again, she's not like like going like totally crazy, but you can hear it in the voice that it just means more to be here.
Yeah, every time we do like a little team meeting or a team gathering, you can just kind of see the passion that she has for this school, and I think it's amazing because it makes this team so tight knit and wanting the exact same thing, because she just inspires us into wanting the best. So yeah.
So I mentioned you being teams, and I would be remiss because I definitely asked Isla about this. I mean, you obviously like back-to-back years going to Augusta. Like again, I know like you play, like people are like, well, I mean, she plays golf. I'm like, guys, and they understand. Like obviously they're not just saying, oh, here, everybody come. Like they understand that, but I'm like, but back-to-back years, like getting to go and like experience that. What was like? Not that it wasn't fun. Was it like a little more fun this year because you more so like, again, not that you were like, oh, it's going to be easy, but kind of like got over this, like, wow, this is this is phenomenal. Like, what was that like this year? First of all, congratulations. But I mean, what was that like?
Well, that was my first one back after 4 months because of my broken leg. So I think I kind of just wanted to go out there and have fun with my caddy and my family. So I put no pressure on myself, and I honestly played like the best golf. So I think I need to do that going forward. And that's kind of what I was thinking at the Big 12 Championships, just like go out there, have fun. But no, Augusta's incredible. I think every time you go there, it's just so cool to see. And it's so different to on TV. It's so much hillier, but no, it's incredible. It's so historic, and it's so cool that they let the women amateurs play there.
I mean, like I said, I mean, it is a bucket list. So all you other golfers that can go to Augusta, if you ever want to invite me out to play, believe me, I will just pick up. It'll be like a scramble because I'm not playing a 4-hour round. That's not happening. I'll keep. Oh. And there she was, Patience Rhodes. Yes, caught up with her Friday before they left. That's why I said got to slay Stanford, but she did a phenomenal job. And guys, like, yeah, golf, again, 34 straight postseasons. It's just phenomenal. Missy Farquet. I mean, they just come together. You heard all the other girls. And look, chances are I'll play that back. I'll get like the whole, not just obviously Patience, but like, now they're headed to national, so we shall see. Guys, don't forget, obviously, women's hoops out recruiting Molly Miller, but don't forget baseball starts tonight, final series in Houston, because the last weekend always goes Thursday, Friday, Saturday, then the Big 12 tournament out in Surprise at Surprise Stadium. So that's, yeah, it's out there. But yeah, Houston, again, game one tonight. You can check that out on ESPN Plus. I will we'll recap that tomorrow. We'll be previewing McNeese State and ASU, and also efforting a guest. Some scheduling may have happened again. I tell you, like, just I used to tell you who's going to be on, and then most times it always stuck, but sometimes it changes, as you guys know it has this year with schedules. So, efforting a guest, we'll do that. But yeah, it's again so stoked for women's golf as they have crushed it. And they keep rolling. So have a phenomenal rest of your Thursday. Hope we quench some of that thirst, Sun Devil thirst here. Forks up again to softball, women's golf, baseball. Let's go, boys. Coach Bloomquist, keep it rolling. Sweep Houston. But game one tonight. So we're going to get out of here. And yes, thanks to reigning back-to-back Big 12 champs for women's volleyball, as we mentioned there with Patience Rhodes. It is hashtag our state. They wanted me to remind you of that. It is hashtag our state. Yeah, it is hashtag our state. So don't forget that. And we'll see you. Yeah, because that school down south, you kind of do need to remember that. That's all I do know. You need to remember that. So it is hashtag our state. Don't forget that. And yeah, you guys know it. Go Devils. And I will see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Again, let's see what baseball does tonight. Hopefully they beat up on Houston, get it done, and go from there. But I will see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. And you guys know it. Go Devils. And as always, forks up.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
27-yard line. That's a great call. Two play fake. Plummer will put it up. Throws over the middle. Poole, touchdown. Quick flag.
3rd down and 5. Levis swings it to Scadaboo. Scadaboo breaks defenders. Here he goes again.
Scadaboo is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure.
Bench on this defense here. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025.
Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Hurt 3 right on the money.
Takes his shot for Darby. Flag out. Doesn't matter.